you have to know how she sees you, right? You have to know that she sees you like, oh my gosh, he's so whatever. And you have to move from there. When you try to like level it back off, right? When you try to bring yourself to her level and make you guys equals, like, oh, like, no, you're beautiful too. Like, I think you're so, and you, as you're doing that, you're bringing yourself down. You're bringing yourself down to her level. And then once you're there, you lost the edge. The edge was that she saw you as higher than her or on some type of pedestal, right? That was your edge when you're getting the high, the really strong choosing signals. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with another video. And today what I'm going to talk about are strong choosing signals versus weak choosing signals, right? Strong choosing signals versus weak choosing signals. Now, a subscriber asked me to do this video. Brilliant topic. It was in response to my last video where I talked about the girl giving the weak choosing signals in the gym. Or she was giving choosing signals in the gym, and it was like, were they weak? Were they strong? I think they were weak. And basically, to define a weak choosing signal, it's a choosing signal that doesn't engage, right? It's not engaging and it's not receptive. A choosing signal that just makes you notice her, right? It's just designed for you to notice that she's there, right? And a strong choosing signal to me is receptive and or engaging. It's receptive and or engaging. So a weak choosing signal is just showing you that she's there, right? So what do I mean by that? If she just walks across your path, right? Let's say you're somewhere and she walks in your line of sight, and the gym is the easiest because this is where it happens a lot at the gym, because you're in a place consistently for at least an hour, maybe even two. So a lot of like interactions can happen. So if you're in the gym and she comes in front of you to grab weights and then walks by you, right? And you notice that, and then you notice she walks by you in another area, right? And you kind of see a pattern, that is a choosing signal. That's a choosing signal. She's making herself known to you. She's trying to be noticed by you. So that's a choosing signal. But to me, it's weak because there's no opening. She's not creating an opening for you to interact. So if she's not creating that opening, then it's not receptive, right? There's no way for you to know if she's actually interested, if she just wants your attention, if she's trying to gauge you to see like, oh, are you interested? Okay, right? It's too vague, right? Essentially, all the weak choosing signals are vague. If she walks by you, if she just happens to be around you, but there's no engagement, right? If she just looks at you coldly, you just make eye contact and then she goes about her, like, you don't know if that's interest. You don't know if that's she spaced out and she just happened to be looking at you. Like, you don't know what that is, right? So for you to go over or for you to respond to that and go over and speak to her, yeah, it's better than nothing. It is better than nothing, but oftentimes it could not lead to anything. I explained it in my last video. Like, it could just simply be for validation. It could simply be because she finds you attractive and she wants to check you out, but she has a boyfriend, so she can't engage with you. She's not engaging, right? It's not a sign that she's choosing you. And I think that gets mistaken. A lot of these weaker choosing signals are not really choosing signals. They're just signals of attraction. They're signals of that she noticed you, that she's aware of your presence, and she might be trying to make you aware of her presence, but it doesn't necessarily mean she wants to interact, she wants to engage. We really gotta pay attention to that. And you're not gonna get as many strong choosing signals. I think people harp on these weaker choosing signals because they feel good. It feels like something's going on, right? But a lot of times it's a dead end. A lot of times when that is the case, nothing happens. In my experience, when I get strong choosing signals, it usually leads to something. It's usually successful. When I get these weak choosing signals, it can be, right? You can notice, like, there was one time a girl was just like, she was looking at, actually it didn't lead to anything. Now that I think about the story fully through, it didn't lead to anything. So like I said, those weak choosing signals don't lead to anything. they're right on par with cold approaching to me, right? The weak choosing signals. Before, when I was younger, when I first was cold approaching, and then waiting for signs, and looking up at videos and content and seeing choosing signals, and I was like, oh, okay, this is something, like I get this happens to me, like, but when I would bite on it, when I would try to go and talk to a girl that was doing any of these things, it rarely turned into anything. It rarely turns into anything. A lot of times I've had more success, I feel like, with cold approach, where it was just like nothing, no engagement. I've had more success, I think, with that than I have with those weak choosing signals. But both of them are just not a lot. Like, it wasn't like I had a bunch of success cold approaching. It's just, I think I had more success cold approaching than when I get weak signals. I really like, and I really advise for guys to wait for strong signals that she's interested, that she's going to be receptive to you. If she's just following you around and but acting like she doesn't see you, acting like you're not there, but she just happens to pop up, right? She's trying to play super coy, super nonchalant. She's not interested. When girls are interested, they don't act like that. They don't act like that. She might be curious, right? Those signs might be a sign of curiosity. She might be wondering about you, and then when you come up, she might be open to it, right? That's kind of how I see that. Like, oh, I might be open to it. I'm curious about it. That's what she's thinking. But that's not interest. Like, I've seen interest. You've seen interest. You know when a girl is interested in you, right? She's looking at you and smiling. That's a strong signal. A strong signal is her looking at you, smiling. Right? She looks, smiles, look away, looks back. There's interaction there. She's interacting with you. She's engaging with you. It's showing receptiveness. She's playing with her hair while she looks at you. You guys are walking, and you make eye contact, and you're just staring at each other. You guys start smiling. You know what I mean? That is a strong sign. That's a really strong sign. If she, even though this one is not as direct, if she does bump you, I always talk about the hover and bump. If she bumps into you, she's creating an interaction, right? That's engaging. It may not be direct, right? It might be her shy way of doing it, right? I call it their best move. That's their best move, right? Is the hover and bump. But at least she's forcing an interaction to happen. That's her way of initiating it. The best sign, of course, or the best interaction is if she can come up and start a conversation with you. That's a really good sign, obviously. And it doesn't have to be directly complimenting you. It can be, asking your name. Oh, where are you guys from? Oh, whatever it is. If you're in a group or whatever, however they start a conversation. If she starts a conversation with you, oh, what are you drinking? Oh, those type of things where it's engaging and receptive, and she's showing you, I will be nice when you come up. I'll receive what you're giving me, right? I'll play along with it. If she's doing that, that's when you should go up. That is a woman that's interested in you. Not a woman that's just curious, not a woman that's just attracted, but sorry, I can't do anything. This is a woman that's actually interested in you and interested in trying to, see where something goes. Now, you can fumble that. I'm not saying that it's a go immediately. Nothing is an immediate go, right? Nothing is, it's going to happen. You can always fumble it. At any point, you can always fumble it. Your social skills, your confidence, that matters. Right? But if you can get the check off on the attraction, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. But don't rely so much on that, because you can definitely fumble it. I've definitely fumbled situations where girls were straight up like, yeah, you're sexy, this, that, boom, boom, gorgeous, beautiful, whatever it is, and I fumbled it, right? I was too eager, because I feel a lot of times, when I get those compliments, it feels like a go. So then I lose the game, right? I show immediately. I'm like, oh, okay, word, let's do it then. Yeah, I like you too. But I give too much once I get that. What I used to think was a green light. It's not a green light. She says, you're the most beautiful man on earth. You said, all right, thank you, cool, and you have a regular conversation. right? Any of these choosing signals, actually, I would say you're not limited to just having normal conversation, but if you're gonna show interest, let it be like flirty. Let it be flirty, let it be banter, let it be like some slick shit. Right? That's how you want to show that interest if she comes up and says something like that to you. You don't want to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, how you doing? You know, and you don't want to give away your leverage, right? You don't want to give that away. So if you still like interact with her from that, I guess from that pedestal she just put you on, that's kind of how you got to think of it. Like when she compliments you or she gives you like, you know, one of those super strong choosing signals, right? You have to move as if you have to know how she sees you, right? You have to know that she sees you like, oh my gosh, he's so whatever. And you have to move from there. When you try to like level it back off, right? When you try to bring yourself to her level and make you guys equals, like, oh, you know, like, no, you're beautiful too. Like, I think you're so, you know, and you, as you're doing that, you're bringing yourself down. You're bringing yourself down to her level. And then once you're there, you lost the edge. The edge was that she saw you as higher than her or on some type of pedestal, right? That was your edge when you're getting the high, the really strong choosing signals. You're getting the really like the smile and the flirt and all that stuff when she hovers and bumps you because she has nothing else to do and she just has to come talk to you, right? Know that she sees you in a certain light, and you have to move from that. So you have to maintain your status in that situation, right? So don't bring it back down and level it. That's a side note for the video. But that's how you handle those signs of like those high interest, strong choosing signals. That's how you handle them. You keep yourself at that high position. You don't bring yourself down. That's what I used to always do. That was my mistake. I would always like try to return the compliment, return the interest at the same level and make it seem like, oh, okay, we're both equally interested in each other. Done after that. Because now, like I said, all the power you had, all the leverage you had, all the interest she had, out the window. Because now you're just equals. It's like, oh, okay, I guess if you think I'm like this, then I guess you're not that great. Because in her mind, she's not on your level. So when you tell her, no, actually you are on my level, she's like, oh, this isn't a prize anymore. This isn't something I should be excited about. You're killing yourself. I used to do that so much. And so I'm warning you guys, when you get these high choosing signals, do not do that. But back to the low ones, when you get the low ones, like if you're interested, if you don't care, right? If you don't care that she's just playing, if you don't care that, you know, she might not really want anything from you, and you're just like, you know what, she looks good. This is the type of girl I would cold approach anyways, right? And she's giving me at least this. I would say just go in and have a conversation. Just go have a conversation, right? That's how you handle the low choosing signals. You don't want to go over and like kind of reveal anything, any interest that you have. Let her show that she's actually interested, right? She made herself known, right? She made herself seen, because she's not seeing you at that high level. She's seeing you at like a closer level to her. Like, if anything, she might even see you below her a little bit. Like, good enough to date, but not good enough for her to like be so happy and excited and interested. Like, I'm gonna do a video, a reaction video to some of these streamers, right? Some of these guys who are streamers online, and you'll see when they do like the Monkey app streams, you'll see how girls react when they're actually interested in somebody, right? And I'm gonna do a reaction to 6'8" the Great. Like, I'll do a reaction to his videos because I always bring him up. But you will see like what high interest looks like. You'll see it, and it's not a quick look and a look away, right? Even in the beginning, some girls do try to play coy, even when they're talking to like these streamers or whatever. But very quickly it crumbles. Once they start interacting, very quickly it crumbles, and it's like super exciting, right? They're super excited. Now, there are some girls who are shy. There are some girls who are uncomfortable and wouldn't be able to interact, and I do want to make sure that that is known, right? So it's not always that these low choosing signals are less interest. Some girls are actually really shy, and when they're giving you the low choosing signals, that's really the best they got. But the difference is when you can see that she's boldly making weak choosing signals, That's a girl that doesn't see you as high value. When you see a girl and she's giving you choosing signals, weak choosing signals, like I've mentioned, but she's boldly doing it. She's doing it confidently. You can tell she's not shy about it. She's making it very obvious, but she won't give you that smile. She won't give you that direct eye contact, linger, that seductive look. She won't give you the conversation. She won't come over close and bump into you or engage with you in any way. She won't engage. She'll just let herself be close to you, but she won't, you know what I'm saying? She can't give you that because you're not worth it to her. You're not that high interest. But she's not scared to do it because she wouldn't be able to do all the stuff that she's doing. Right? So she's not the shy girl that's actually scared and this is really the best she got. This is the girl who just doesn't see you like that. Right? She's like, okay, you cool. Let's see what you got. Right? And you can respond to that. You can move to that how you want to move to that. Me personally, I don't think that's something to respond to, especially if you do get strong choosing signals. Right? You're not gonna get them as frequently. Right? That's real. Nobody's gonna get them as frequently as they're gonna get weak choosing signals. But if you get them, that's all you. I would stick to those. Or I would try to notice, like, is this weak choosing signal from a shy girl? Because that's might be her having a strong interest in you, right? So you got to read the room. You got to see what they're doing. You got to read her energy, right? Is her energy receptive? Is her energy bold? Is her energy shy? Is her energy high? Is it low? Like, you got to read how she is and then determine for yourself what the situation is. And then from there, you'll know how to move. If it's a high interest, strong choosing signal, you can go over and move from that place of like, okay, I know this girl is feeling me. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep that gap though. Let me keep that distance between us. Like, let her believe that I'm, on this, let her put me on this pedestal and let me stay there and move it accordingly from there. And then the the interaction will go smoother. Or you look at it, you say, this girl doing a lot, but she's not really giving me a lot, right? She's doing a lot to be seen, but she's not doing a lot to show me that she's really interested. So, nah, she'll break eventually. She'll break. You know what I'm saying? She'll break or she won't. Either way, if she breaks, that she was highly interested, and if she doesn't, then you know that she wasn't, right? And what I mean by break is she'll eventually give you a strong choosing signal. And if she doesn't, she's not that interested. But if you still want to respond to that weak choosing signal, right? If you want to respond to that low interest, weak choosing signal, you respond with low interest. Hey, you say something to her. How you doing? Oh, what's your name? Cool. Okay, cool. I see you all the time. I want to introduce myself. Yeah, you have a good workout. And then you keep it moving. And you let her take that, and then that will either make her more interested or less interested or whatever it does. But if you come in hot, you're done. If you come in hot with any situation, you're done. You gotta play it cool. That's what the last video was about. Handsome men have to play it cool. If she sees you as handsome, if she sees you as attractive, at whatever level it is, you gotta play it cool. You can be you have a little bit more leeway when you're in the high interest position, right? When she has high interest in you, you're in a little bit of a better position, so you can be more playful. She's gonna be more receptive. But the one mistake you can't make is leveling the playing field. Bring yourself down to her level. Don't do it. Let her see you where she sees you. Let her put you on that pedestal. I'm saying it a lot, but I really want to drive that home because as I'm doing this video, I'm understanding the biggest mistake that I was making, right? This is in real live time. I realized that's what I would do. I took away my leverage every time. Every time they were like, oh, you're so beautiful, I would tell them they were so beautiful. Leveled it out. Nothing, no more high interest. So don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. You say, oh, I appreciate you. It's cool. Thank you. Right? And you continue with whatever your game is, but from that high position. And then the shy girls, it's the same thing. You're from that high position because if she's shy and really truly shy, and she's giving you any type of signals, that's her trying her best. And you still don't want to bring yourself down to her level. You want to move you want to guide her more. You want to lead her more, right? You want to make her comfortable right? Make her comfortable. Like, it's cool, you with me. Like, but you still, it's like, you with me, you cool. That's the energy you want to give. Because you're still in a higher position. You're still in the leader position, right? But you telling her, yo, you safe with me. As long as you with me, you good. And that's a different energy than, oh no, come on, it's just me, you know, like you have nothing to be worried about. I'm nothing. Like you don't want that energy. That can make somebody comfortable too, but it will kill the attraction. It will kill the interest. So you don't want to do that. All right. So that's the difference between low choosing signals, or weak choosing signals, I should say, and strong choosing signals. Weak choosing signals, she's not interacting. She is just making her presence known. She's making sure you notice her, see her, and you know, that's really it. She's not receptive. She's not really showing interest. It really could be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That's an even better way to look at it. If it could be a coincidence, it's a weak choosing signal. If this is not a coincidence, there's no way that we're coincidentally just looking and smiling at each other. That's not a coincidence. You bump into me, that's not really a coincidence. How did you get near me? How did that happen? That's not a coincidence. You bumped into me, oh, touch my arm, I'm so sorry. That's not a coincidence. And you come up and have a conversation with me, ask me about anything, you know, whatever it is, you want to ask a question, you want to play dumb, whatever it is, but you're interacting with me, it's not a coincidence that you're asking me. It's not a coincidence. Especially if coupled with, right, if you get the strong choosing signal, but previously you were getting some weak ones, right? She was around you, she was, whatever it is, and you see that it developed into strong choosing signals, you know what it is, right? It's not a coincidence. So that's the video for today, fellas. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment sections. I got my coaching calls in the description box, Instagram in the description box, and y'all know what it is. It's mind over matter, Marv over matter. Let's get it.